welcome to the It's a Sarah podcast. Today it is Monday, October 9, 2023, and this is episode 111. I'm coming to you from the Netherlands, so excuse my Dutchy English. I love to knit, I love to crochet, and I love to talk, so that's the perfect combination for making this podcast. I love talking about my knitting and crochet so much that I make episodes twice a week, and I make them in Dutch and in English, so be sure you pick the right one. Okay, I realized that today will be my last episode, my last talking episode for a while, and I will explain it at the end, but it's a good reason for me to really enjoy the talking today, because it will be quiet for a little time, so I will enjoy it extra today. I want to share my crafty adventures, my handwerk perikelen with you from this weekend. I did not have a lot of knitting time. There was only knitting, no crochet, but I saved a crafty adventure from last week, so I have enough to talk about. But I will start with what I'm wearing. I am not wearing any knitwear today or crochet wear, no, nothing, not even socks. It's tights? Do you call it tights? We call it panties, but I think in English that means your underwear. So I'm also wearing that. But my tights, it's cold enough for tights. Although it's still not cold, but cold enough for tights. And my woolen socks are back in the closet again. Because that is too warm. 2 layers on my feet, that's too warm. But that time will come that it's comfortable too. But today I'm wearing a new dress, and I already told about it a few episodes ago because it was gifted to me by Karin. Karin is a Dutch shop owner. She owns an online shop, little shop around the corner, and I think it's my favorite shop. Of course, there are all kinds of yarn shops that which are my favorite, but she does sell some yarn, but she also sells all my favorite things. She doesn't have a brick store, it's only online, and she also doesn't ship overseas, so that's in Dutch we call it jammer. Unfortunate for you, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word, but I do want to share a little bit about it, because the dress is, I think it's also available for you. Before the summer started, in the summer she asked if she could give me this dress, and I was a little bit overwhelmed, because I thought it's quite an expensive dress, and it's such a big gift. But she explained me that every time I do, she sells in her shop. She sells the bracelets and the bracelets and the necklaces. Ketting is the Dutch word, and also yarn and oh, this is horrible. Don't go there. But before we dive into all my knitting, I want to share a little bit about what I'm wearing. No knitwear or crochet wear today. I'm wearing this beautiful dress, and it was gifted to me. It was such a generous gift. I was quite overwhelmed by it. It was a gift from Karin, and Karin is the owner of an online shop, my favorite shop. Is there a fly next to my head? I saw something flying around me. I don't like that while I'm filming my episodes. I buy all the things at her shop. It's a very variegated things you can buy there. But before we dive into the knitting, I want to share a little bit about what I'm wearing. Today, no knitwear, no crochet wear, but absolute one of my favorite dresses. Although it was not love at the first sight, I have to be honest. There's a little story behind it. Just before the summer holidays started, I got a question from Karin. Karin is a Dutch knitter, but also the owner of an online shop, which is called A Little Shop Around the Corner. And there's no brick-and shop, only online. And she sells the most beautiful things. And I think I found her when my kids were little, because she sells all the kids' clothes, the woolly clothes, and the toys, but also yarn. Not much, but she does sell yarn, and the necklace and the bracelet. I think you call it amber. In Dutch we call it barrensteen. I love to wear them, and deodorant. That sounds a bit funny when I say it. In Dutch we call it deodorant. The smell good thing you put under your armpits. Or smell not bad thing. And all the sustainable products she sells. And she's absolutely one of my favorite shops. If I had to choose one, I would choose that one. She doesn't ship overseas, so you can't order when you live overseas. So that's... in Dutch we say jammer for you, that's unfortunate for you. But the dress you can buy, it's also available for you in other places, I guess. So she asked me if she could give me this dress, a dress, and I was a bit overwhelmed by the question because I thought it's such a big gift. But she explained to me it's you can see it as a bit of a collaboration of not a bit. You can see it as a collaboration when you are wearing the dress, or when you think the dress is hard jumping to me. That's good advertisement for my shop, she explained. So I thought, okay, it's still a bit weird for me that it works that way, but I can understand. So I was allowed to pick one dress which I liked, and that was quite a hard job to do, because the dresses from Simply Grey, they are, oh gosh, which country it was? Latvian? No. I'm not sure. I think Latvian. And they are from an European country, and they the dresses are handmade, and they made what you order. They make what you order. So she orders some dresses and she sells it in her shop. And I have the skirts. I have 3 linen skirts from Simply Grey, and I wear them all the time, especially in summer. So I'm really happy with these skirts, and I was also happy with I thought I would be happy with a dress. I really love my hinterland dresses, and this is a bit of a look-alike. The same idea of a little body and a white skirt, and it's a bit of a big oversized tent dress. And I was allowed to pick one, and I was really doubting about the color, because I already own a black and a dark brown hinterland dress, and I really wanted one of those colors again. But I also thought, no, that's boring, pick another color. And this color is chestnut, and it's on the top of my list for a new skirt. So I thought, okay, let's buy a chestnut colored dress. Or not buy, but order. And when the dress came, I loved the color, but I wasn't sure if it was my color, and the dress was a little bit too long, so I have to shorten it for a bit. And then the sleeves were long, and I wasn't sure about all the things, if it was really my dress. But when I folded back the sleeves, they were okay. And when I shortened the dress, I thought, oh, now it's nice, and now it's my favorite. It is really. I also think it was too summery when I got the jurk. The Dutch word for dress is jurk. When I received the dress, it was still summer, and it still is temperature-wise, but now the leaves are coloring, and it's the perfect autumn dress. And I can't wait to wear knitwear over it, because it looks perfect with hand-knitted sweaters and cardigans, and yeah, it's really lovely. And I feel so nice in these clothes. my children say it's your knitting lady uniform, and I am a very happy, very happy person in a knitting lady uniform. So Simply Grey also sells by themselves, I guess, maybe through Etsy, I don't know, I think they do, but you can find them. I will put a link down below. I will search it for you when I am editing. In the show notes, I will put it down. So yeah, absolutely nice, and with pockets. I never want a pocketless skirt or dress anymore, because I love the pockets. I can put my stuff in it, my keys, my notes, my hands, and it feels so nice and cozy. So that's the end of the advertisement. I really think this is much more lovely advertising than YouTube choose. I don't know what you always get to see, but I never see an interesting advertisement at YouTube. So this one is hopefully more interesting to you. Okay, let's go to the knitting, because I have a finished object I want to share, and I did some filming I want to show you before. It's all about my shawl, the skimming shawl, so let's take a look. Okay, here it is, my finished object for today, and I will show it. Oh no, I don't have to show it because I already done that. It feels a bit unnatural. But this is my skimming shawl, and I want to tell you all about it. And let's start with my first one. The skimming shawl is a pattern by Sophia Capelle, and Sophia is from Norway or from Sweden, I'm not sure. One of those. The pattern is in English, also maybe in another language, I don't know. I use the English one. And I knitted this pattern with 2 balls of Kauni yarn. Kauni is Finnish yarn, with all the different colors. I had one solid one and one color changing one. And I actually bought it for another pattern. It's not it was just on a Dutch knitting event. They were selling the yarns, including the pattern for a chevron shawl. But that was more, it was a straight shawl. And I was with a friend, and she bought some blue and gray colors, and she knitted the shawl, and it's amazing, and it's still on my list. But I didn't want a straight shawl by then. I think 3 years ago, maybe 2, I don't know exactly when I made this. So I found the skimming shawl pattern, and I'm quite sure Sophia also used Kauni yarn. I think a rainbow color with a white solid one. I guess. I'm not quite sure. Yes, I am sure. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But I really liked the idea, and so I made this one, and I really love it. It's absolutely my favorite shawl. It matches perfectly with my dress now. But it gives me the autumnal feeling, and that's really nice in September or October or November. But there were also times in the year I thought, oh, it's a bit too autumnal. I don't know. So I wanted another one. I want to knit another one. And I bought the yarn for that one also 2 years ago, I guess, when we were on holiday in a Dutch yarn shop. And I bought another Kauni yarn. It was the color ED. I checked that. ED. And it was with brown. I don't know if you can see it. You can see the brown right now, and some yellow, and some dark gray and black. It was changing. And I also chose this one. Shetland wool, 100% in a color charcoal. I don't know if I pronounced that right. It's from Breipunt, that's a Dutch yarn store, and they both are fingering weight. I thought they were sport weight. I don't know why I thought that, but they both are fingering weight. And I have this one also in brown, and I couldn't choose if I want the brown or the charcoal as a solid color, and I was doubting about it forever, so the shawl never started. And in May this year I thought, okay, let's start. Let's do the original color combination, which I had in mind. So not the original, but this was my first plan, and the brown was for another project. But I started this one, and now my shawl is ready. It was an on-the-go knitting project for the last couple of months. I had a project bag laying in the car with this shawl, and when we were on summer holiday, every time we traveled by car, sometimes longer rides and sometimes shorter rides, I always worked on this project. So it was really a mindless on-the-go project, and suddenly it was finished. So that was really nice. I already showed it, but I will do it again because it's such a lovely shawl. It is really an easy pattern to make. It's a triangle shaped shawl, and you start with the garter tab in the middle. So you knit back and forth all the time, and you definitely need long circular needles, because this part, the widest part, is on your needles. And you decrease every round on several places, and every other round. And that makes this lovely shape. And you have some stockinette rows and some garter stitch rows, and I really love the effect. And the color change, yeah, it's really lovely. I already showed it. I do want to do it again. This one feels a bit lighter than this one, because these were both Kauni, and this I think the Shetland wool is thinner, but you can look through it, and I really love it because it's a big shawl, but not a heavy one. And yesterday I was somewhere, it was cold, it was getting cold, so I was hanging it over my shoulders, and I immediately feel now again the warm woolly layer, which is so nice, of non-superwash yarn. It is quite thin, this shawl, but still it's so warm and comfortable, and it's really surrounding you with warmth, and that feels so lovely and powerful and cozy, and I don't know, it gives such it's heart jumping, definitely. It gives such a comfortable feeling. It's really energizing in a way, and every time I feel that when I have a good woolly garment, yeah, it makes my heart jump. It's so I don't know, it's making me so happy. It's really special that a shawl can do it. But yeah, oh, it is a bit itchy. It's non-superwash. It is a bit rough, rustic yarn. But no, it's not itchy. I can have it on my skin perfect. Yeah, it's really lovely. So yeah, I really love the colors. It's a bit the dark colors. I always think dark colors give me power. Maybe I told it before, I'm not sure. When I worked at school, I had a colleague and she always said when she needs some power, when she has to do difficult things or exciting things, she prefers to wear black or dark colors because then she felt very powerful. And I really feel comfortable in dark colors, and so maybe I need power. No, I don't know. I feel powerful also when I'm home alone. So, but especially when I go somewhere, which I think it's exciting. And fun. Exciting and fun can happen next to each other in my life. But I prefer to wear dark colors because I feel powered and confident, and yeah, I don't know, it's nice. Dark colors are always okay with me. So when you see me in dark colors, you know I feel very confident, or I need to feel very confident. But this shawl, it's I can always wrap a little confidence around me. So yeah, that's perfect. Everybody should have a dark shawl. No, it's not for everyone, of course. Some people will feel confident in other colors, in bright colors or white. I don't know, it's personal. But you need a shawl in your confident color. So you can always wrap around it when you need some extra confidence. I said confidence quite a lot. I hope I chose the right word, because otherwise it would be a little bit awkward. Okay, so yeah, I was knitting and knitting and knitting, and I had no idea, because all the stitches were pulled together on the knitting needle. It was quite busy on my long circular. I couldn't see the size of the shawl, and I thought one day, 2 weeks ago, I guess. Oh no, I'm skipping an important part. When I was at the yellow part, I had my doubts about the colors, because I didn't like the yellow with the charcoal color, because it reminded me too much of the football club here in the city. I'm not a football lover. No, I think in Dutch we don't have football, we have soccer. It was a bit as if I was a supporter of the local soccer club, and I am not interested in the soccer, so I don't know. I didn't love the color combination, but I was also waiting for, I was thinking about frogging it, because I thought it isn't hard jumping enough to me. But I didn't, because I was quite far already, and I thought, okay, let's finish the shawl, and when I really don't like it, I can give it to someone who does. So that was okay, and I'm very happy I don't frog it, because I do like it. It is hard jumping, so oh, that was an exciting moment. So 2 weeks ago I thought, oh, let me count the garter stripes, and let's see how much garter stripes I have knitted on this one, and I can see how far I am with this one, and I had exact same amount of stripes. That was quite funny. So I thought, then it's already ready. I'm already finished, almost finished. I only have to do the border. That was a nice surprise. I did had to add one extra row of stockinette, and I don't know if you can see it, because maybe when I stand on this side the light will be better. I think you can see it a little bit. The last row is a brown one, and the one before the brown one, is a yellow one. So sorry, wrong side. Oh, sorry, that was my hand, very big in screen. I have to touch the screen, so the focus is okay on my phone, but I was in front of the camera instead of at the back. I'm not a professional. But I didn't want to go it back to yellow. I didn't want to end with a lighter, brighter stripe, so I picked the brown one. So the color, I interrupted the color change, but I think that's a nice imperfect part of the shawl. Yeah. And then I was doubting, I did knit the edge as the pattern tells you to do. I was thinking about just a simple I-cord as a bind off in black. But then I thought, no, let's go for the lace border Sophia created, and it was quite fun. I used a contrasting yarn. I also did it with this one, and this one was just a superwash scrappy yarn I left over. And for this one, I used a non-superwash. It is Yerbo 2 ply. Is ply the word? I don't know. Wool, the Swedish non-superwash yarn. I knitted my Kerr sweater from Rebecca Clow in it last year. It's a sport weight, and I really love the black. I think it's quite the lace part is quite romantic, and because it's non-superwash, it's looking much better than. Oh, I also see a hair of me. It's looking much better than the superwash on my other shawl, but the lace part is looking quite romantic. But also because of the color, the black, and because of the pointy edge, it's also quite powerful. I don't know, I have to Google the right word. In Dutch we say stoer. Powerful. I don't know. It reminds me of the dragon, the fight with the dragons. It was dragon time the last few weeks. We had the celebration of Michaelmas at the end of September, and it's the perfect time of the year to beat or to, was it tame your dragons. And I did. I had some good progress on my dragons. So this is a good reminder, and yeah, it really, I really love the contradiction between romantic and powerful. Yeah, I love that. Romantic and powerful. Things can be both. Yeah. Okay, so I'm very happy with this shawl, and I blocked it quite aggressively because I really want to stretch out the garter stitch, and it's even bigger than my other one, and I love that. The shawl's really big, but it's not thick. So you can wrap it around you, but also you can frog it together and wrap it around. I did this several times. I'm doing it all the time, I realize now, but I love it. So it is a lot of fabric, but it's not thick. I love that. Yeah, so I'm very happy with it. I did block it. When I block my garments, my woolly garments, I always put them in a very hot water. I did play with some dyeing a few years ago, and I learned that wool can stand warmth quite good. When you dye wool, the temperature is getting quite high. It's just not getting boiled, but it's not far from that temperature, 100 degrees. So but it's you don't must move it. So the moving will in combination with the temperature will cause the felting. But when it's only laying quiet and peaceful in hot water, nothing is happening. So I always fill my top with quite hot water with some wool wash, and then I put my woolly garment, in this case the shawl, in it very easy, very slow, and I hold my hands on it under the water, so and all very peaceful. And then I let it rest for over the night always. Unless I am in a big rush, but most of the time I want to soak it up, all the water and all the things, and then the next morning I put all the water in the bath, and I squeeze a little bit of water out of the shawl, and I used to do it in between towels and stand on it, but actually I now always put it in the washing machine on the spin cycle. That's the word, I guess. And not too high, not too fast, but it works pretty good. It never went wrong, and I will not guarantee that it won't get ever wrong, but until it never went wrong, I will do it this way. And then I block it, and I blocked it quite aggressively because I really want to stretch it out. I already said that. And I did a needle pin in every point, so that the lace was really nice and steady, and yeah, it worked pretty good. So my shawl is really beautiful. I love it. I absolutely recommend this pattern. It's a pleasure to knit on. It's an easy peasy work. You have to pay some attention while the cast on, but every row is getting bigger and bigger, so in the end the rows are endless, and it can be a little bit boring because of the endlessy. Is that a word? But that's why it's perfect to have this project laying around in your car or at your home when you are chatting or watching television or on the phone, as an always you can do it always work. So yeah, I definitely want to cast another shawl, not typically this one. I have another pattern in mind with the same idea. No rush to finish it, just laying there, working on it, and suddenly discover, oh, I'm there already, it's finished. That would be lovely. So I'm very happy I can choose right now if I want an autumnally look or a powerful look. Maybe I have to make a pink one too for a very sweet look. No, I don't wear pink. I don't. It's not that I don't like pink, but I do have some sweater quantity of pink yarn. Twice. Okay. But I won't make a pink shawl. A brown. I have brown in mind. Always. Okay, so that's my finished object, and it's making me very happy. Absolutely a heart jumping pattern. Oh, and I forgot to tell, I love it. I don't love shawls with an ugly backside, but this is reversed stockinette, kind of, and I really love the look of that. So I'm also very happy to wear my shawl this when it's inside out. I don't know if you can see the difference on screen, but I also like it this way. I'm checking in the mirror behind you because I can't see myself on the phone. It's not on the selfie position. So yeah, absolutely heart jumping. Absolutely recommend the pattern and the yarn. And you can find all the details on my Ravelry page, but I'm not sure if it's already done because I have to do it, and I'm not sure if I will make it before the video is online, but if it will be soon. So if it's not now, check it later. Okay, next. In this basket is living my Gritton cardigan, although it's also a bit dying, I guess. The Gritton cardigan is the cardigan I am knitting for my husband. My husband, let's start at the beginning, maybe I told it before. My husband, he doesn't own any knitwear. He's not a very big wool lover, and it's really a nightmare for a knitter. He prefers to wear fleece cardigans. I don't know if fleece is also the right word. It's the plastic fabric, you know, the very soft plastic fabric. My husband prefers that, he loves that more than knitwear because he is sensitive for wool. And I have a very lovely husband, so okay, he can go away with it. He comes away with it, but it's absolutely a nightmare for a knitter. A fleeced cardigan, I don't know, for me it's a nightmare. But at the end of the winter he said, can you knit me a cardigan? And I fell off my chair and said, what? Do you want a cardigan? A woolly cardigan? He said, yes. A woolly cardigan? You? Wool is itchy, you always says. Yes, I know. And I still think it's itchy. But when I'm at the office, he's wearing, how do you say it? A blouse? In Dutch we call it overhemd, with the thing in your neck. The I don't know. Under your suit? He's not wearing a suit, but the thing under your suit? I don't know the word. How do you call it in English? No, doesn't matter. And he said it can be very cold, so it's nice to have a classy, basic cardigan, a woolly cardigan. So I thought, of course I will make you one. It was a heart jumping moment. So I gave him wool for his birthday in May. We went together to the yarn shop, to the wool shop, and we chose Peer Gynt, I think. I never knitted with it. I did know it. It's from Sandnes Garn. And it's yarn from Norway. And it's also in a dark, maybe also you can call it charcoal color. It's color 1088. It's a DK weight yarn. I never knitted with it before, but it's really lovely. And it's non-superwash, so it's no merino, but he was okay with it. And we were looking for a pattern, a nice and classy cardigan, and he wanted one with a zipper. So we found the Greeting cardigan from the West Strand Sisters, and it was really a lovely pattern with a raglan and a broken rib stitch, a little bit fitted. It was perfect. I-cord edges all over, and he loved it and I loved it. So I bought the pattern in a set. They also had a one for women and other garments, and when I checked the pattern a few days ago, I saw it's free right now. So they are not, you can't go to them with your question. So maybe that's the reason why it's free. I'm not sure, but it's really a lovely cardigan. But the problem is, it's a bottom-up cardigan, and I'm quite sure right now that bottom-up is not my thing. It was my experience with the sock cardigan, the amazing cardigan I finished 2 weeks ago, the all-over colorwork cardigan, but it was also bottom-up, and it's just, I don't get what makes bottom-up better than top-down. Maybe it's personal, but I only see the good things. Now there are good things. I'm sorry, I'm struggling with that. But when, in my opinion, when you knit top down, you can adjust the size a little bit more. You can see how the fit is, and you can modificate. No, so someone replied, not modificate, but modify. You can modify the things more easy. When you knit bottom up, you have to knit all the centimeters to the and then the shaping is more, so you already have done the knitting, and that can be nice when you know your measurements very good, and and then you are at the fun part and the rows are getting shorter and shorter and suddenly it is finished. But I don't know. I don't think it works for me, because I am a person, I am a knitter. Maybe that's it. I have to frog out and do it over again and again and again while I'm doing it. So maybe that's why bottom up doesn't work for me, because this is not the part where it's happening. So you already do the knitting and then you have to frog all the centimeters. I don't know. I did start with the sleeves, and I did some modifications because of the size, but I did make some sleeves, and I really love the broken rib stitch. I love the yarn. I did use provisional cast on because I wasn't sure how the length would be and how the border would be. So that was, yeah, I already struggled with that by then. So I did knit 2 sleeves when we were on summer holiday. And then I stuck on the I-cord cast on. I did it before, but I forget. And yeah, I just, all my knitting time went to the sock cardigan. So when that finished, I picked up this one again. And I did the I-cord cast on, and I loved doing it. It was nice, and it gives really a nice border at the bottom. But what was happening, the size I chose was way too big. Way too big. I did get gauge, but it was way too big. So I went down a size, and I still had my doubts. But sometimes you just have to knit a few centimeters before you can decide. Oh, the label. So I did knit a few centimeters, and it was still way too wide. I measured it with his favorite cardigan, which we used for the measurements he liked to fit. And it was way too wide, and it's also broken rib stitch, so there is a lot of more stretch in it. And then I absolutely lost my motivation. I thought, I don't want to knit on this. Then I had to go down another size. It was the smallest size, but I didn't want to do bottom-up knitting. So I thought the greeting cardigan is not gonna happen. But of course, I still want to make the cardigan for my husband. So I was searching on Ravelry and searching for cardigans with a zipper all over. I couldn't really find it, but I really was sure I needed a top-down pattern. And I have the pattern for the Lanark sweater from Rebecca Clow in my library on Ravelry. But my husband, he doesn't really like the dropped shoulders. One of the things he really loved of the greeting cardigan was the raglan, and I really love it too. The look is really perfect. So I went searching for raglan top-down cardigans. It was quite hard, and at the end I found a petite knit pattern for another cardigan, but for a sweater. I think it's called the Zipper Sweater Light, with just as the same as the Lanark sweater with a little zipper and the collar falling open. And I bought that pattern, and I decided I will turn it into a broken rib cardigan with an all-over zipper. I saw someone on the Ravelry page, I saw someone who have done it with the zipper cardigan just in stockinette. It is knitted with perikelen, but my husband and I and myself too, we really love the broken rib stitch. So I will try to make something of it with a broken rib stitch. And I really love the way they do the zipper with a little bit of facing at the back, and that was not happening at the greeting cardigan. So I really love the facing part, and I think I can modify it into an all-over zipper, and I think it will work out pretty nice. And it's top down. So the pattern is printed and it's ready, but I have some birthday knits I want to finish before I will start on it. But I think I will skip the bottom-up patterns for a while. Also, I'm also knitting a bottom-up little cardigan for my girl. I don't know. I'm a top-down lover more at this time in my life. Maybe I did do some bottom-up, but I don't know. I prefer top-down, definitely. So this will rest. I will pick up the project. I will start the new project when I finished my birthday knitting, about which I will tell you in a minute. It's a bit a bit pitty of the sleeves. I don't know if that's the right word. I think I can do some Kitchener to get them on to reuse them, but I don't know if I want it, so we will see. I also don't mind ripping them out and knitting it again. I don't mind knitting sleeves. Yeah, we will see. It's part of the journey. Okay, then the birthday knits. I showed this little garment for my youngest girl last Friday. It's also top down. It is a little vest from a Dutch designer. Someone asked if I can put the pattern on Ravelry. No, I can't, because it's not my pattern, and it's her choice to not share it on Ravelry. And it's also in Dutch, so I'm sorry, I can't change it. I can ask her if she wants to do it in English, but I don't know. I haven't done that yet. But it's really a quick knit, so I'm working at the back panel, and I won't tell more about it right now, because I will save it for when the pattern is finished. But I really can't wait to make one myself in a worsted weight yarn Inlet Lopi. And I already have some ideas to play with the front panels. It's really lovely. I really am looking forward to be creative with one for myself. So that's very nice. I hope I will put all my knitting time on this one the coming days, because I want to have it finished on Sunday, because then we will celebrate the birthday of our girls. both our girls are having their birthday next week. And then we have family and friends around, and she really wants to wear it then. So I will work on that. And I have another birthday cast on for my other girl. She's also having her birthday next week. There's one day in between. And I wanted to knit her something too, and she really wants some socks for in the house, some thick socks. And I have some DK weight sock yarn laying around in all the sweet colors with the pink and the pastels, I guess. But she said, no, I really prefer brown. She's my girl. So I had one skein. It's a bit messy. I will explain why it is in a minute. I had one skein with all the lovely brown colors, and I bought it at the beginning of the summer. Can you see it go? Oh, I'm putting the wrong button. I'm sorry. Yes, there we are. Novita. It is Novita Kayastus. I have no idea if I pronounced that right, but it doesn't matter. And I bought it in the early summer. I walked in the Netherlands. We have the Pieterpad. It's a big hike from the top of the Netherlands to the bottom of the Netherlands, and you have several parts. And we started with 2 parts, and we were in Groningen. In the city, and we were ready, and I was completely exhausted. My feet were hurt, and I had blisters all over. It was very warm, and I was so hot, no, not hot, overheated. And we walked by a yarn shop, and my husband said, look, a yarn shop, do you want to look? And I said, no, I don't have the energy. And he said, what is wrong with you? There's a yarn shop and you don't want to take a look? And I thought, okay, that's not me indeed. So I went inside, and I bought a skein of Novita yarn in all the lovely brown shades. And I wanted to knit myself a pair of socks, which reminds me of those 2 lovely days. Although it was hot and my feet hurt, it was also lovely. So, but she really loved this skein, and then I thought, okay, let's make some socks for her. We have the same size. She has a little bit bigger feet, a tiny little bit, but if she doesn't wear them, I can take them back. So that's okay. So I cast it on. I am a toe-up knitter. That's bottom-up knitting, and for socks I am a bottom-up knitter. But not for garments. But I cast it on for the toes, and then I did a knit to purl to on the top of the foot, and I also knitted the heel. We were having a party with friends this Saturday, and I was knitting all the time. It was very lovely. And I did a shadow wrap short row heel, and I was done. And then I got my doubts when we came home, because I wasn't really loving the knit to purl to. The purl rows were too wide, and it's my favorite stitch. I don't know what was happening there. And also I had my doubts about the size. It felt a little bit narrow lengthwise, and especially because she wants to wear them as house socks over her regular socks. I thought it's a little bit too narrow, so maybe I have to add 5 rows, and I was doubting, and that's interesting. What is happening then? It was not hard jumping to me, but then my head said, but that's you spent so much time knitting on it. You was knitting for hours, and it's you lost that knitting time when you will frog it. So I was I don't know the word. I was doubting what I should do, because my head was very strong and said, no, that's you lost all the time. You don't want it. But then I realized it was really not hard jumping enough. So I frogged it, and it was interesting because with the shawl, I also thought it was not hard jumping enough, and I knit through. And now I'm very happy I didn't frog it, because it is hard jumping now. So it's always narrow balance which side it goes, and you have to follow your feeling. Sometimes it goes frogging, sometimes it goes use your willpower and knit through. Yeah, it's really a fragile balance in between those. So, but I'm very happy. I followed my feeling, I followed my heart, because it's hard jumping now. Let me show you. I suddenly thought of this book, 52 Weeks of Socks, Volume 2 from Line. It was gifted to me by Alexandra from Rebel with a Twist, a lovely yarn shop in the Netherlands. And I don't own other Line books. I am absolutely sure they are beautiful with lovely patterns in it, but I never felt that I need such a book in my life. And also I would never have bought this myself. They are quite expensive, and I don't know. I love the look of it. I love the designers. I love the patterns, but I just didn't need a book. And now I have the book. It was gifted, and I really love to have it. So that's quite dangerous, because maybe I want more now. But I suddenly I suddenly thought of this pattern. These are the Drow socks from Kaori Katsudara. I think that's not the right pronunciation, but that doesn't matter. And I don't know if I don't want to give away too much. So let me show it. I can show this part because this is really lovely. Look at those socks, really lovely. Those are all over brioche socks. And I received a chocolate brown skein for my birthday for my children last year. And I am thinking of chocolate brown all over brioche socks all the time. They look very cozy and nice. And my chocolate brown skein has become many things in my head already. A summer top, part of a cardigan, several socks. Mainly the chocolate brown things don't survive so long in my house, because I'm a chocolate lover, I'm a brown lover. But this skein does. But I was thinking of making these socks of it, and suddenly I thought, oh, maybe I can make the house socks for my daughter with this stitch, and so I did. I did frog, and then I knitted the all over brioche stitch, but I think it was a little bit too much, the brioche stitch on as well the knit stitches as on the purl stitches, so I frogged it again. It was too wide and it was eating so much yarn, and it was too cozy. So I think do the brioche on as well the knit stitches as on the purl stitches is interesting when you are using two colors. So you have you can use the inside as the outside and otherwise, but that was not happening here. So I am knitting half brioche right now. I think it's called that. I also used it for my Stria cardigan. I frogged that one because I was not using the right yarn, but it's very much on my list. I don't want to say very high because it feels more like a spring cardigan, but I definitely want to make one. But now I am very happy with this one. It's a little bit mess right here. Let me show you. I don't know if you can see it right now. It looks a bit messy, but it also doesn't belong on my hand. The half brioche is perfect for this sock because it's looking very nice. So I only do the brioche stitch at the knit stitches, and I just purl the purl stitches. It's looking very nice, and it's also feeling so cozy. It's feeling very squishy. Squishy award, squishy. And also very lovely. I don't know if I can get it on camera. But it's really hard jumping, and the nice colors and the yarn. I don't know if this is, does the combination of non-superwash yarn with nylon exists? So it is a sock yarn, so it's a 75% wool and 25% nylon, but can the wool be non-superwash? It feels like, but I don't know if that exists. It feels like it's non-superwash and also smells a bit. I don't know. I would love that, but I don't know. I did check some Ravelry pages and I read several opinions about the yarn. Some people were complaining it was getting very soon very fuzzy, and it's a single ply, I guess, so the thread was thick and thin and they didn't like it. And I thought, okay, I have it. It will be house socks, so it doesn't matter and it's okay. I'm enjoying the knitting. So it's very much fun to do, and I am at the heel. I will add 5 rows for some extra space, and yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot, so that's nice. See, her birthday is next Thursday, so I will make it, and if I don't, it's also not, it's an extra present, so I can also give her one sock and then fix the other one very soon. Yeah. Okay, so that was it for today. I showed you everything I planned. I realized this will be my last chatting episode for a while, because there will be no episode this Friday. I'm visiting a yarn event this Friday, and it will be quite a long day. This weekend we will have the breidagen, the knitting days in Zwolle. Zwolle is quite a journey for me. It's quite, I think normally I go by train. It's 2.5 hours with the train, but I think I will go by car this time. It also will be a big drive. So it will be a long day, and I will support a Dutch dyer in her stand, because I asked, can I help somebody, because I don't need yarn. And I feel very vulnerable. No, I butchered that word. Vulnerable. In Dutch we call kwetsbaar. I'm a yarn addict, and just walking around is very, very challenging. Not buying anyone, I don't think I can do that. But I'm saving money for a camper. And then I thought, but I really want to see other people, and I really want to be useful that day. And how can I be useful without buying anything? So I thought maybe I can help someone. So I can help a Dutch dyer with lovely yarn. She all dyed herself, so I will cuddle all the skeins all day and lay them straight and show them to the people, and I hope I have a nice chat with people. So I'm very looking forward to that, but I have no time. I hope I can do some filming also, but I have no time to put that online the same day, because I will be exhausted when I come home in the evening. And then we have some autumn holidays here in the Netherlands. The kids are off from school. But also we have 3 children, and our 2 girls, they are celebrating their birthdays. They will become 14 and 17-year-old. Oh gosh, my babies. They are coming. No. They're getting so big, so old. So there's a lot of celebrating with family and friends, and it's very lovely. And they will celebrate it with their friends, but it's also very busy. And when the house is full, when they are all home, I don't feel very comfortable filming. So I thought, then just don't make an episode. But that was also not a good thing. I really like to make episodes. So I thought, I can't do it for 2 weeks. Oh, I don't like that idea. So now my idea is maybe I can make some silent episodes. That made me laugh, because I'm not very good in being silent. So, but when I make silent episodes, maybe with some footage from the knitting days, and I also want to change my wardrobe. I want to clean all my summer garments. I want to store them in a plastic box, and I want to pick all my winter garments out. So maybe I can make something of it for you, because I have some editing time in the early morning, because my children, they are teenagers, they sleep very long, and I have all the quiet time and I can work on it. So maybe you can see that disappear next week suddenly. It's a surprise, but I will be there on let me see, October 23, I guess, Monday in 2 weeks. So with a lot of knitting, I guess, because it is a busy week, but I still have knitting time. It's my priority, knitting and crochet, so that will happen. Okay, so maybe you see a little silent episode of me next week, and otherwise I will see you in 2 weeks with a lot of chatting. And I wish you very much knitting time or crochet time, and I hope a lot of heart jumping moments. And thank you for watching for now. Bye bye!